All right. Hello, everyone. My name is On Heather, and what we'll be studying today is work problems, problem solving. So far, I hope you guys have been enjoying our SAT course, and we have definitely enjoyed having you in our class. And what we'll be doing today is going to be another important topic that is a huge part of the SAT exam. Some students find this topic a little difficult, find it difficult to follow the concepts. But the good news for all of you is that what we'll be doing in today's class is teaching you tricks and techniques, and we'll be talking about ideas, the types of questions that can come up, and how to solve those questions. And we'll be talking about how to solve those questions within 30 seconds, 30 to 1 minute. So आज की class के बाद और work problems करने के बाद, you guys will be so confident in solving these questions that you will have absolutely no problem on your SAT exam. All right, let's dive in. Work problems and problem solving. इसके अंदर होता क्या है? इसके अंदर दो तरह के questions आते हैं. So the first type of question that you can get is general question relating to speed and distance and time. So speed is equal to distance over time is a general question that you can have. Another type of question that you can have over here in work problems is work done divided by time. And this particularly refers to the rate questions. So what I'll do is I'll take you one by one through the types of questions that you can see on your SAT exam. We'll be going over over their concepts. I'll be giving you shortcuts. आपको बताऊंगा किस तरह से ये question jaldi solve ho sakta hai. Then we'll practice a few questions together, and at the end of all of it, we will bring it together in the summary. So let's dive into it. The first type of question is finding a combined work time for two quantities. अब इधर हो क्या रहा होता है? Imagine two friends, दो दोस्त हैं, दोनों दोस्त जो हैं उन्होंने अपना अपना कमरा साफ करना है. Imagine करें दोनों कमरा बिल्कुल एक जैसा है, identical rooms. So Mr. A, which is the first friend, can clean his room in 4 hours, and Mr. B can clean his room in 6 hours. Now, this is the time that they both take individually to clean up their rooms. What if they both start working together and clean up one room? Intuitively, can you think of what happens? Well, intuitively, what happens is that when your friend and you start working together, because there are two people working instead of one, you guys take less time. So intuitively, if you guys start working together, time कम लगेगा. मगर ये सारी कैलकुलेशंस करना, लंबी चौड़ी कैलकुलेशंस करना, फिगर आउट करना, अच्छा इसकी स्पीड कितनी है, बी की स्पीड कितनी है, मिलके कितनी स्पीड बनेगी, काम कितना करना है, ये सारी चीजें करने में बहुत लंबा, बहुत स्टेप्स लगते हैं. What we'll tell you is a short, sweet, one-step formula which will figure out the final answer in approximately 10 to 30 seconds. What is that formula? So the formula is simply product of the individual times divided by sum of the individual times. So what you do simply over here is you take the product of the individual times. What is A ka time? A ka time is 4. What is B ka time? B ka time is 6. I take the product of that. What do I divide it by? I divide it by the sum, 4 plus 6. What I have at the end is 24 divided by 10, which is simply 2.4. So what I've gotten over here is that if A and B start working together, the combined time that they will take is going to be 2.4 hours. And that makes sense. Think about it. अगर individually A को 4 hours लग रहे थे, B को 6 hours लग रहे थे, together अगर वो लोग काम करेंगे तो उन्हें कम time लगेगा, right? What is that कम time? That कम time is 2.4 hours. I hope ये आप लोगों को बिल्कुल clear हो चुका हो. आपका simple जो formula है वो ये है product divided by sum. ठीक है? Let me show you how the solution is on the slides. So again, 6 into 4 divided by 6 plus 4, 2.5 hours. Now let's try to take this one step further. यहाँ पे क्या type 1 में क्या हो रहा था? Type 1 में we had two friends who were working together. What if 2 से ज़्यादा लोग हों? What if 3 or more people show up? So what if you have Mr. A, Mr. B भी हो और Mr. C भी हो और तीनों जो हैं उनके इंडिविजुअल टाइम्स आर गिवन। उनका पहला मिस्टर ए का टाइम जो है वो 4 आवर्स है, वो अलोन एक रूम को क्लीन अप कर सकता है इन 4 आवर्स। मिस्टर बी अलोन एक रूम को क्लीन अप करता है इन 6 आवर्स एंड मिस्टर सी अलोन एक रूम को क्लीन अप करता है इन 5 आवर्स। इस वाले क्वेश्चन को किस तरह सॉल्व करना है? To solve this question, what you'll do is basically सारे alone times को आप denominator में रखोगे 4, 6 and 5. मैंने सारे alone times को denominator में रखा. Numerator will be a simple one. What I'll do is I'll add all of them together and this will all be equal to 1 over the combined time. The combined time. So what is our one-step process? Our one-step process is you have 4, 6, and 5 individually on the denominators, and on the left-hand side, you have the thing that you're looking for, combined time, in the denominator. अब क्या हो जाएगा? Simply ये combined time को आप x ले लो, 4, 6, 5 का अगर आप LCM लो तो it comes out to be 60. किस तरह से आता है 60? Very simple. 4, 6, 5. You can simply do 2, 2s are, 3s are, 5 times, and 2 2s are 4, 2 into 2 into 3 into 5, and that ends up making 60. So अगर मैंने यहाँ पे 60 लाना है, this becomes 15. यहाँ पे 60 लाना है, this becomes 10. यहाँ पे 60 लाना है, it becomes 12. And all of this over 60. So x comes out as 60 divided by 37. The combined time is 60 divided by 37. Let's check if we got our answer right. So the formula is, let's clear up the drawings. The formula is 1 over A being A ka individual time, B being B ka individual time, C being C ka individual time, and required time being the unknown. And the unknown was X. And the answer that we end up with is 60 by 37. And we have the right answer. So hopefully you guys are good कि अभी हम लोगों ने क्या किया है? अभी हम लोगों ने दो तरीके सीखे हैं कि हम लोग within 10 seconds, 10 to 30 seconds question का आंसर कर सकें. हम लोग इसकी डेप्थ में नहीं जाते, हम लोग फिगर नहीं आउट करते, इसकी फिक्र नहीं करते कि कौन सा वाला कितना काम कर रहा है, कौन सा वाला किस चीज़ पे काम कर रहा है. हम लोग किसी की स्पीड को नहीं कैलकुलेट करते, हम लोग डायरेक्टली क्या करते हैं 4, 6, 5 इंडिविजुअल टाइम्स को यूज करते हैं, डिनोमिनेटर में रखते हैं, और what do we take out? We take out on the left hand side the required time or the combined time. Right. If this is clear to you, let's go ahead and try to do an example. Now, examples are very important, and I hope you will pause your video right now and try to do this example on your own. Take a few seconds, try to figure out what type of question this is. What are they asking you? What is required? And then figure out what the answer could possibly be using either techniques, any one of the techniques that we've talked about. So the first thing that you know is that Jane can vacuum a dorm in 8 minutes and David can vacuum a dorm in 10 minutes. If they both work together, how many minutes will it take them to vacuum 9 dorms? Now, अगर ये कौन सा क्वेश्चन है? ये वो वाला क्वेश्चन है ना जिसमें इंडिविजुअली काम कर रहे हैं और आपने फिगर आउट करना है कि अगर कंबाइन काम करें तो कितना टाइम लगेगा. क्या फॉर्मूला है हमारा? What is our very good formula that helps us? Product divided by sum. The product is 8 into 10 and the sum is 8 plus 10. This is the time it takes for Jane and David to vacuum one dorm. How many dorms are they supposed to vacuum? They're supposed to vacuum 9 dorms. So I will multiply, अगर एक time ये है, तो 9 times क्या होंगे? That I will multiply it by 9. So 9 ones are, 9 twos are, 2 ones are, 2 40 times, and 40 minutes is the required answer. I hope you guys were confident in figuring out how we did this question. We knew the individual times, we multiplied it because our formula said product over sum. So we multiplied it in the numerator, we divided it in the denominator, and that gave us the time for 1 dorm. We needed time for 9 dorms, so we multiplied it by 9 and got the answer 40. Let's figure out if your slides give you the same answer, which is in fact the case right 8 into 10 divided by 10 plus 8 into 9, and your answer comes out to be 40. Now then, let's move ahead and let's try to do a question that is slightly different than the questions that we have been doing so far. What's the difference in this question? In this question, we have individual time. तो इस क्वेश्चन में होगा क्या? इस क्वेश्चन में एग्जामिनर आपको टोटल टाइम दे देगा. What if A and B start working together? तो कितना टाइम लगता है? एंड वो आपको एक इंडिविजुअल टाइम दे देगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ए का टाइम उसने यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है 5 hours. So A can do the job in 5 hours. A and B working together can do the job in 3 hours. So we have the combined time, we have the individual time. What are we required? We are required to have Mr. B ka only time. So we want individual time. Iske liye bhi we have a formula for you guys, and that formula will help you do the question in 10 seconds. What is the formula? It's simply product divided by difference. अब हम लोग ने type 1 में क्या किया था? When we were trying to figure out the combined time, we did product divided by sum. Now we're trying to figure out the individual time. We're doing product divided by the difference. So what is the product going to be? The product is going to be 5 into 3. Individual time multiplied by combined time. And the difference is going to be what? The greater number subtracted from the smaller number. So 5 into 3 is 15, divided by 5 minus 3 is 2, and that gives you 7.5. यहाँ पे आपने बहुत careful रहना है. Greater number minus the smaller number. And you end up with 7.5 without doing any calculation, any extensive calculation whatsoever. 5 into 3, 5 minus 3, 7.5, and you have the answer. And your question is locked in, and you will never get this wrong. I hope you all followed this. I'll repeat this one more time. You've been given one individual time and the combined time. और आपसे मांगा क्या है? Mr. B का individual time. What is your formula? Product divided by difference. Product is 5 into 3. Difference is 5 minus 3. All right, let's try to figure this out with an example. Two pumps A and B are needed to pump water out of a submerged area after heavy raining. तो रोड के ऊपर इमेजिन करिए पानी भर गया है, दो पंप से पानी निकाला जा रहा है. Instead of having people working on over here, now you have pumps that are working on. Instead of people working, you have pumps working. Pump A alone can work in 10. Pump B alone can work in 6 hours. And what are they asking you for? They are asking, pump B and A working together. A and B together can do it in 6 hours. A alone can do it in 10 hours, and they are looking for B. Now, what is our formula? Our formula is very simple. Product divided by, because alone time nikalna hai, difference. The product is simply going to be 10 into 6, and the difference is simply going to be 10 minus 6. So we have 10 into 6, 60 होता है, और 10 minus 6, 4 होता है. तो हमारा आंसर क्या आ गया? हमारा आंसर आ गया 15. And B working alone can do the work in 15 hours. You see कितना simple था? मैंने hardly एक या दो steps किए और मुझे final answer मिल गया. I did not have to figure out A में individually क्या हो रहा है. I did not have to figure out B में individually क्या हो रहा है. Together I found out 15 hours. I hope आप लोगों को भी ये question उतना ही easy लगा हो जितना I found it easy. A lot of students will struggle with this question, but now with the easy tricks that I've taught you guys, this should be a piece of cake for you. Let's do the next one. And this is part of work done. Part of work done कुछ लोगों को थोड़ा सा tricky लगता है. क्यों? क्योंकि incomplete सी information होती है. कुछ काम A ने कर लिया होता है, फिर B साथ आके लग गया, and A और B साथ काम कर रहे हैं, and then वो पूछता है कि eventually कितना total time रहेगा. कुछ लोगों को इसकी construct नहीं समझ आती. तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं? हम लोग आपको एक set of steps बता देते हैं. पहले आप इस question को break करके दो parts में करो. पहले पार्ट में आप फिगर आउट करो कि कितना काम हो गया है. फिर सेकंड पार्ट में आप फिगर आउट करो कि जो काम रहता है उसके लिए कितना टाइम चाहिए.
Let's go ahead and do this by an example. It says that Mr. A takes 3 hours to fill a pipe. तो अगर मैं एक कॉलम यहाँ पे बनाऊं hours का और एक कॉलम मैं यहाँ पे बनाऊं पाइप का, ये आपका पाइप का कॉलम आ गया है. Mr. A की अगर हम बात करें, let's write down A with an underline over here. Mr. A को 3 hours लगते हैं for filling up one pipe. ठीक है, 3 hours for filling up one pipe. He works for just 1 hour. अभी तक उसने सिर्फ 1 घंटा काम किया है, तो उसने कितना पाइप fill up किया होगा? Now याद करें from your first lecture, if the time that Mr. A has spent is less, तो उसका काम भी कितना हुआ होगा? कम काम हुआ होगा. कौन सा relationship है? Direct relationship है. Direct relationship means what do? You cross multiply. And that's what I'm going to do, cross multiply. Again, क्योंकि वो कम घंटे लगा रहा है, उसका काम भी कम हुआ होगा, तो direct relationship है, I will cross multiply. I get 3x is equal to 1 and x comes out as 1 by 3. अब काम A ने 1 by 3 कर लिया है, so step 1 हमें हो गया है. We have figured out 1 by 3, work is done. How much work is left? Step 2. The work that is left is 1 minus 1 by 3, which is 2 by 3. Now this is the work that is left. We figured that out as well. अब क्या होता है, स्टोरी आगे किस तरह से जाती है? B comes and joins A. B is now going to help A. If A and B start working together, तो ये कौन सा चीज, हम लोग कौन से टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन को डील कर रहे हैं? हम लोग डील कर रहे हैं टाइप 1, जब A और B कंबाइंड वर्क करते हैं, और उसका हमारे पास इजी फॉर्मूला क्या है? प्रोडक्ट divided by sum. So we know कि individually A को 3 hours लगते हैं और B को 2 hours लगते हैं. And we know that अगर together they work, then it will be 3 into 2, 6 divided by 3 plus 2, which is 5. And together if they work, they will take how many hours? 6 over 5 hours. ये भी हमें पता चल गया. Now I'm going to clear up my drawing and थोड़ा सा जगह बनाऊंगा. I know कि जो time, जो work left है, वो है 2 by 3. I know that if they work together, जो time लगेगा वो है 6 by 5. If I were to look at the work and the hours, so hours and work, then I know that the work that needs to be done is 2 by 3. The time that will take is x. But if the work was the entire work, जो time लगता वो क्या होता? 6 by 5. So entirely अगर A and B साथ काम करते तो उनको 6 by 5 hours लगते. मगर entirely जब वो एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उन्हें पूरा काम नहीं करना. A ने थोड़ा सा काम किया हुआ है. कितना काम करना है? 2 by 3. Again, a directly proportional relationship, and you end up with x as 2 by 3 into 6 by 5. 3 ones are, 3 twos are, and 4 by 5. So together when they work, they take 4 by 5 hours to finish 2/3 of the work. And baki 1/3 A ne akele kiya tha, and it took him 1 hour. So in total, this becomes 9 by 5 hours. I hope you guys were able to follow that. And if you were, what I'd like to do is now take you through the solution one more time, and hopefully you will follow it better now that you have an idea of what steps to follow. So let's go ahead. Firstly, the number of hours that A takes to finish the work is 3, and the work done that the A has to do is 1 work, and the work that he does is 1 work, but A only spends 1 hour, तो उसका कितना काम होता है उस 1 hour में? 1/3. उसका कितना काम रहता है? 2/3. And अगर A and B साथ काम करेंगे तो क्या होगा? Product 3 into 2 6 divided by sum 3 plus 2 5, 6 by 5 hours लगेंगे. ये 6 by 5 hours लगेंगे अगर वो पूरा काम करें. अगर सिर्फ 2/3 काम करना हो तो कितना टाइम लगेगा? Cross multiply again and you end up with 4 by 5. 4 by 5 for the new work, 1 for the previous work. So total time is 9 by 5 work. मुश्किल तो नहीं लगा? आराम से हो गया ना? Steps follow करने थे. कितने steps है? 1, 2, 3 and then the final answer. यही चीज अगर आप किसी और तरीके से कर रहे होते बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगता, बट हमारी ट्रिक के थ्रू आप लोगों ने लिटरली इसको within a minute solve कर लिया है. All right, let's move a little forward. And let's now talk about टैंक क्वेश्चंस. टैंक क्वेश्चंस बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होते हैं. इसलिए इंटरेस्टिंग होते हैं क्योंकि इसके अंदर दो चीजें एक साथ हो रही होती हैं. Now some people might find this really difficult, but this over here is a culmination of everything that we've been doing. Type 1, 2, 3, 4 questions all come together in tank questions. टैंक क्वेश्चंस थोड़े से daunting लगते हैं मगर होते कुछ नहीं है. इनमें एक फॉर्मूला फॉलो होता है हर सिचुएशन में, and I'll tell you about that formula in just a minute. First, I need to make you understand what a tank question is. In a tank question, you're trying to fill up a tank, but उस टैंक को अंदर एक sort of leakage है. उस लीकेज से क्या होता है कि थोड़ा सा पानी स्लिप किया जा रहा है बाहर. सो आप पानी भरना भी चाह रहे हो मगर पानी जो है वो निकलता हुआ भी जा रहा है. तो इसलिए आपका कभी टैंक पूरा भरता नहीं है. अब दो सिचुएशंस इसमें हो सकती हैं. पहली सिचुएशन ये होती है कि आप पानी भर रहे हो मगर जो पानी निकल रहा है वो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी निकलता जा रहा है, तो टैंक कभी भरेगा नहीं. और दूसरी सिचुएशन क्या होती है कि आप पानी बहुत तेजी से भर रहे हो और टैंक जो है बहुत स्लोली खाली होता जा रहा है, लीकेज बहुत स्लोली हो रही है, तो आपका टैंक बहुत जल्दी भर रहा है. The good news for you and the excellent factor for you which will help you in the exam is that दोनों situations में एक ही formula use होता है. क्या है वो formula? Product divided by difference. This is the formula we've seen पहले भी and now we see it again. So you see how we're linking जो पहले हमने topics पढ़े हुए थे to the tank question. Tank question is just an extension of those topics. So you don't need to worry about it too much. दोनों situations में यही formula use होता है. इस formula में आप क्या करते हो, आप numerator में product लेते हो और denominator में difference लेते हो. The bigger number minus the smaller number. So if I try to do this, time taken to empty इस वाली situation में let's say कि आपका जो अंदर आ रहा है पानी वो ज़्यादा slowly आ रहा है as compared to जो पानी बाहर निकला जा रहा है. So time taken to empty कैसे करोगे? Numerator में क्या आता है? According to our formula, product 5 into 315 and denominator में क्या आता है? Difference 5 minus 3, 2. And when you do 15 divided by 2, what do you end up with? Yes, 7.5. अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा? फॉर्मूला तो वही है, सेम है. सो न्यूमरेटर में क्या आएगा? प्रोडक्ट 8 into 6, 48 एंड डिनोमिनेटर में क्या आएगा? डिफरेंस 8 minus 6, 2. 48 divided by 2, 24. And that's what you see over here as the right answer. Now, I hope you guys are all with me. I hope किसी को कोई मसला नहीं हो रहा. And tank questions are very easy. एक ही formula use होता है, product divided by difference. ये अगर आप normal conventional method से कर रहे होते बहुत time गुजर जाता. But हमारे method से it took you what? Less than 10 seconds. 5 into 3, 15. 5 minus 3, 2. 15 divided by 2, 7.5. And you are done in 10 seconds. Now that you are good with this, you're equipped with the tank questions, what I'll take you to is the last type of questions, and that's referring to speed time questions. Now, over the course of this SAT course, what we've done is we've given you tricks, techniques, shortcuts, and on some equations, very useful formulas, such as today's class. This again is another type of question जहाँ पे distance, speed, time involve हो जाता है. यहाँ पे जो questions आपको नजर आते हैं वो आपको for example गाड़ियों के questions नजर आते हैं, airplanes, automobiles of all sorts. इस तरह के questions आते हैं. Rate के questions भी आते हैं, उधर भी ये logic लगती है, but mostly यहाँ पे आपको automobile के questions आते हैं. यहाँ पे भी we've got a lot of formulas for you which will help you make your life and very easy and which will help you do the question in less than 30 seconds. The first formula that I have for you is speed is equal to distance over time. So speed is the rate at which the car is moving, for example. Distance is the distance covered, time is the time taken. Another formula that you have is average speed, which is total distance divided by total time. And the third shortcut that I have for you, this trick works when you have distance 1 equals distance 2. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब है कि जो for example going distance था that is equal to coming back distance. For example, if you go from your house to your friend's house, then this distance is equal to the same distance when you come back from your friend's house to your own house. जब d1 is equal to d2 हो जाता है, तो all you need is speed for the first distance, for covering the first distance. For example, ये वाला house से friend के घर, and speed for the second distance. For example, ये वाला friend से वापस house अपने घर वापस आ गए. So S1, S2 divided by S1 plus S2 multiplied by 2 will give you the average speed. And you know what S1 and S2 is. This trick will help you solve the question in a very fast manner. Now that you followed this, let's go ahead and try to figure out a few questions that we can solve using these methods. So what I'll do is I'll first take you to question number, example 2, which is related to speed is equal to distance over time. Let's try to do this question together. Monica and Paul traveled the same distance, d1 is equal to d2, from city A to city B. Monica took 12 hours to travel this distance at an average speed of 50. So we know कि 12 hours लगते हैं Monica को and speed उसकी 50 है. So what do we have? We have the speed, we have the time. Can we figure out the distance? And we can, by rearranging the formula, we know that the distance comes out as Monica's speed multiplied by time, which is 50 multiplied by 12. I hope ये सब आप लोगों के लिए simple था. अब Paul जो है वो drive करता है 60 पे. So we have the speed for Paul, which is 60. Do we also know something else? कुछ और हमें पता है? हमें पता है कि distance दोनों ने same travel किया है, same distance. So अगर इसका distance 600 था, तो इसका distance भी क्या हो जाएगा? 600. Time कितना आ जाएगा? Time will come out to be 10 hours. Time comes out to be 10 hours. And now let's go ahead and figure out कि अगर हमारे answer choice में भी given है, yes, 10 hours. But what are we trying to figure out? We are trying to figure out how many hours less did Paul take compared to Monica. So less के लिए मैं क्या करूँगा? I'll take the difference of Paul's time minus the Monica's time, or Monica का time ज़्यादा था, so Monica's time minus Paul's time. 12 minus 10, 2, and that is your distance. आसान था, right? All you needed to do was know one formula. Speed is equal to distance over time. This formula will help you solve all questions relating to movements, automobile movements, going from one town to another town, going from your friend's house to another house, right? So this is the key formula to remember. Let's do another example so that we're comfortable over here. इस situation में क्या हो रहा है? इस situation में we know that A is going this way, B is going this way. Total दोनों के between जो distance है वो 180 है. A is traveling x miles travel करता है. B जो है वो remaining miles travel करता है, which is 180 minus x. This is what the examiner has told you. What else has the examiner told you? Examiner has told you A की speed is 50 and B की speed is 40. And they are asking you what time will they each pass each other. So time के बारे में बात हो रहा है ना? The key point being the time, right? So what do? We figure out इसको कितना time लगेगा. A ने cover करना है 180 minus x and A is going at a speed of 50. ये हमें किस तरह पता चला? हमने speed is equal to distance over time को rearrange कर दिया to make time is equal to distance over speed. And this needs to be equal to what? The distance over speed over here, x divided by 40. And ये time और ये टाइम इक्वल है बिकॉज जब दोनों एक दूसरे को क्रॉस करेंगे तो वो एक ही टाइम पे दोनों एक दूसरे को क्रॉस करेंगे. So that's why you have these two sides that are completely equal. And that is basically the equation that will help you figure out the answer. So if you go ahead and you solve this equation, the same one right here, you end up with the time coming out as 2.5 hours. Now this calculation you guys can do on your own. I hope you understood the concept. Distance divided by speed is equal to distance divided by speed. Time for A is equal to time for B. Why? Because we are talking about the time when the two cross each other, and that time will be the same. I hope you guys were confident about this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you it all together, sum it all up.
अगर अभी तक क्लास अटेंड नहीं कर रहे थे, अभी तक कुछ नहीं समझ आया, कोई मसला नहीं है। इस स्लाइड पे जो हम पढ़ेंगे ये आपकी चीट शीट है। With these formulas, with these tricks, with this revision, you are good. आपको क्लास लेने की जरूरत नहीं है पूरी, आपको सिर्फ ये स्लाइड अटेंड करनी है, इस स्लाइड को समझना है, इस स्लाइड को लिखना है. You take out your pens and pencils, and right now this is the point where you will where you will learn the techniques that will allow you to solve any question. What's the first technique? First technique goes back to the first type of questions where आपके पास individual times थे और आपने combined time निकालना था. What is our formula for that? It is product on the top, individual times को आप add करोगे, let's say T1 into T2. आप इसको multiply करोगे individual times को और divide कर दोगे with T1 plus T2. And that will give you combined time. Then this was for two quantities, है ना? तो अगर 3 या मोर हो, 3, 4, 5 whatever, जितनी भी ज्यादा हो, तो आप क्या करते हो? आप इंडिविजुअल टाइम्स को डिनोमिनेटर्स में लिखने लग जाते हो, आप सबको ऐड करते हो और आप अपने लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे जो वेरिएबल आपको चाहिए होता है, जो कंबाइंड टाइम आपको चाहिए होता है, उसको रखते हो. And then when you take the LCM, when you solve it, when you bring stuff to the numerator, take the stuff to the denominator, the x, this being your x, this could be your x, ends up being the combined time for 3 or more quantities. Simple है ना? Let's try to do the third one. Third में आपको क्या given है? Third में आपको combined time given होता है और one individual time given होता है. And the second individual time you need to take out. इसके लिए हमारी क्या trick है? Simple trick है. T1 multiplied by T2, T1 being perhaps the combined time multiplied by the individual time, एक है, divided by individual time minus the combined time. Simply, अगर आपके पास combined time 3 है, A का individual time 6 है, 3 into 6 divided by 6 minus 3. And this will give you B का time. So एक छोटी सी एग्जाम्पल भी मैंने आप लोगों के लिए यहाँ पे लिख दी so that आपको ये फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करना आ जाए. ठीक है. Next, part of the work done. Part of the work done थोड़ा सा tricky था, but आप लोगों को क्या पता है? आप लोगों को steps पता है, so कोई मसला नहीं होगा आप लोगों के पास. आप लोग क्या करोगे? Step 1 लगाओगे, निकालोगे कि to figure out how much work is done. Step 2 में आप क्या check करोगे? आप check करोगे कि combined speed क्या है, or if people start working together. And then step 3 में check करोगे कि if they're working together, how much time is taken, time is required to complete remaining work. And इसके लिए आपको क्या करना होगा? इसके लिए आपको cross multiply करना होगा, that we've talked about. Tank questions are a culmination of all we've studied so far. कुछ मुश्किल नहीं है इसके अंदर. एक तरफ से आपकी टैंक फुल हो रहा होता है, एक तरफ से टैंक एम्प्टी हो रहा होता है, एंड इसको करने के लिए the simple formula is product divided by difference. Product of inflow into outflow divided by inflow minus outflow. Yeah, the greater amount minus the smaller amount. And the last type that we did was speed is equal to distance over time. This formula that you've written over here. One variation of this is that जब distances same हो जाएं तो क्या होता है? आपको distance कोई और चीज नहीं चाहिए, आपको सिर्फ speed चाहिए. So 2 into S1, speed of the one way, speed of the second way divided by S1 plus S2, speed of the first way plus the speed of the second way. If you are able to do these 6 questions, you are good. You have understood all the questions that we are doing. You have captured everything. All right, this is where I end my lecture, this being the key slide. I hope you guys understood this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed teaching it. And I will see you in the next class, which will be a live session. Have fun. Practice a lot of this in worksheet problems. If you don't understand this, I'll be there to help you, support you, do a lot of questions with you, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about related to this topic on the exam. All right, see you in the next class. Thank you.